Hi, so here we've got a right-hand drive 57 11 window camper. I've just shown you at the moment. It's really cool because it's got the old original semaphores, but as you know, a lot of those, people aren't used to those these days. So it's actually been wired up. So it's got an indicator in the headlight and the rear light as well. So I'll knock that off just so I don't run the battery down. There's Reg looking cheesed off already, early in the morning sun. Okay, so finished in turquoise and white. You can see it's got the early ribbed bumpers. It's running on some Eagle 5-spoke polished wheels, and it has disc brakes on the front. You can see it has the polished safaris and pop outs. Overall, the customer or the person that owns it has had it for years and years, and so it was done a long time ago. It was actually featured in Volksworld many years ago, and it stood up really well. What I'll try to do is take you around, as I always do, panel by panel, to show you any imperfections that I can find. So we'll go on the roof first, running around the gutters. All the panels seem nice and straight. You can see it has a Paris ragtop roof up there as well, which is really cool, and a Westphalia style 3-bay roof rack. Coming round on the gutters still, nothing to report, and doesn't look, the roof isn't all sort of wobbly or distorted. It all looks nice and true. Let me just close the cargo doors. I'm not locking them into place, so take no notice of that they're not sitting right. What I'll do now is go down on the lower level, so you can see along the bottom of the windows are absolutely fine. On the driver's door and looking in to the pop outs, got no issues. So you can see in there and in there. Coming back round, really cool little safari on the back and your jail bars. And obviously it's that small rear hatch that you'd have on an early bus. And also that gorgeous little third brake light above the number plate. You can see the tuck-away exhaust. It's actually running a 2007 engine and twin carbs and everything. It's properly sorted. Just coming back down this side, you can see long spoon on there. Oh no, it's not a long spoon. And coming down through, making sure that all of the window apertures are good. Now there's a tiny bubble in there, I'm being highly critical, but you can just see just a little bit. We come down, let's go onto the front panel now. That's all good. Tiny weeny bit of bubbling just on that front panel above the 5 and the 1, but not major, but it's there. We come round to the dog leg. It's all good. The panel gaps are good. Nothing on the door to report. There's a tiny blister just there, and you can see it's gone out of focus. The sill is all good. I did spot something on the panel. Can you see that line just there? Tiny little it's a crack in the sort of skimmer filler, but it's not blowing through too badly. It's perfectly flat. It's almost like it's just tightened up a little bit. The rear wheel arch is good up through the vents, and on the battery tray level, nothing to report at all. If we look at the engine lid, it's all perfect, and the rear hatch again is fine. Coming down onto the rear quarter on that side, and the rear wheel arch and rear quarter panel coming up through, nothing to report whatsoever. Don't forget the cargo doors aren't locked, so that's why they're not sitting properly, but nothing to report on either of those doors. I just want to show you the sill as well. It's all good, and you can see the bottoms. Reg, out of the way, mate. Bottoms of the cargo doors, tiny bit on the bottom of that one, but really tiny. And then up through, little bit on that, just by that bottom hinge there, and a little bit on the bottom of the door, but overall it's in very good condition. The dog leg is all good, and you can then see, I'm not sure, yeah, it's been stuck down the carpet, but I can lift it up, so that's all good. Really lovely brown, whether it be vinyl or leather, but it looks like old leather. It's really lovely. On the 3-seater bench seat, you got the Jeanberg shifter, and then let me come around the other side actually, because you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Obviously we mentioned the Safaris earlier, so because of the hot engine, it's got auto meter gauges showing you oil temperature, oil pressure. Speedo's been changed to match everything, and the rev counter. An original old radio there. If we look back, how cool that is with the sunroof. If we then come back round and close that door properly. So it's got 2 seat belts in the front. Obviously a 57 wouldn't normally have had, but it has. And then in the back, let me back up a little bit, so you can see it's a homemade interior, but houses everything really well, and certainly with a little bit of your own personal touch on that, then it's certainly very usable. It's great in that you've got, obviously the brown comes through into the back, so you've got 2 seats there, both with belts, and 2 seats there. That rock and rolls up in the Dormobile style, so sort of hinges on a pole along the back and then sits on the table, as you'll see on the photographs. You've then got a Dematic fridge down there, which is lovely, and you can see is all working perfectly. That's the rail that the table slides onto, and then if we open this, so you'll see you've got the sink and the hob. The sink operates on a pump, and then you've got grill under there. It does need headlining in the back. It's been done with the brown all the way through, so that would be an easy one to do. Little drawer there, a big sub there, and that's that's about it. But they've even integrated the old ashtray into the homemade interior, which is nice little touch. So that's basically it. I say 2007 engine, really well put together, and a really nice usable interior. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and you'll be able to keep updated with all the new stock as it arrives. Thanks for watching.